Shalom Aleichem wa rahmeh Allah wa barakatuh. May the peace of God and His compassions and blessing be upon you. In this video I want to talk about Allah, the God of Abraham. Often among Christians and Jews I hear opposition against use of the term Allah in reference to the Creator, the God of Abraham, on the basis of several misunderstandings and lack of information. One of these is that the name Allah is, in Hebrew, the word for curse, which is, first of all, patently not true. We'll start off by showing you what the name Allah looks like in Arabic. There are 4 letters when it's represented in Hebrew, the Arabic name Allah in Hebrew letters. Aleph, Lamed, Lamed, He. The Hebrew word for curse is only 3 letters, Aleph, Lamed, He. Clearly they don't look the same. Although the Arabic name Allah could be written in 3 letters in Hebrew, by inserting a dot, a dagesh, inside the lamed, the middle letter, the L, that is not how it's written. But even if it were, it still wouldn't mean anything. It wouldn't mean that Allah means curse any more than the Hebrew name for God, Allah, means curse. Because the Hebrew name for God, Allah, is written with exactly the same letters as the Hebrew word for curse. Aleph Lamed He, Aleph Lamed He. The difference is the vowels. Likewise with the Aramaic term for God, Aleph Lamed He and Aleph Lamed He. The exact same letters, only difference are the vowels. Vowel pronunciation can significantly change the meaning of a word, even in English. Take, for example, the word curse in English, and the name Chris, which happens to be based on the name for the Christian Messiah, Christ. Chris and curse. The consonants that are sounded with your mouth when you make this are exactly the same. A K, an R, and an S. So, anyone who wants to consider Allah to be a false God and not the God of Abraham because it has some semblance to the Hebrew word for curse, they must likewise consider the God of Christians a curse. But that's not the point of this video, and I don't consider the God of Christians to be a curse. What I would like to show, first of all, is the similarity. The Hebrew name for God, one of them, it simply means deity. In Hebrew, this term isn't used exclusively for the Creator, but it means deity, is Allah. The Aramaic is Allah, but without emphasizing the L. Hence this one L without a dot. Allah. It can also be pronounced Allah. The Arabic word is Allah. The difference is mainly the elongation of the L, Allah, as opposed to Allah. You can find this 3-letter spelling of the Hebrew name of God, Allah, in the Hebrew Bible several times in reference to the Creator, the God of Abraham. It can be spelled both with 3 letters or with 4 letters. When it's spelled with 4 letters, this is called the full spelling. That is because a letter is being used and added to the word to represent one of the vowels. In this case, the holam, the O sound. But the essence of the word, the root of the word, is only 3 letters, and it appears several times in the Hebrew Bible in reference to God with only 3 letters. Same thing with the Aramaic word Allah. This appears several times in the Aramaic portions of the Hebrew Bible. I've counted in the book of Daniel at least 7 times when this appears, both in reference to false deities and also in reference to the God of Israel. Some additional reasons given for not using the name Allah, not simply not using it, but objecting to anyone using it in reference to the Creator, is based upon belief I'm not 100% convinced that it's true or not, but personally I don't think it makes a difference. And that is the belief that in ancient Arabia, there was an idol named Allah. And hence, Allah is an idol. And if you pray to Allah, you're praying to an idol. Whether or not there was an idol named Allah makes no difference. What makes a difference is the intention of the people who are praying to the one they call Allah. If when they say Allah, they're thinking of some idol or some physical being in some particular location, or some human being, like the Nation of Islam, then I would agree that that is a false deity. But if the individual is praying to one whom they call Allah, and they have in their mind no conception of any form or any corporality, but the historical God who created the universe, then that is not a false God. Regardless of any disagreement as to how the creator of the universe interacted with mankind. If this isn't a good enough explanation for you, then I will have to request all Christians and anyone else who uses the term God to abstain, please, from using the term God, because the English term God, even in the Hebrew Bible, is used in reference to the name of a false deity. You can find this in Isaiah chapter 65, verse 11. God. There, people are being rebuked for setting up a table in worship of God. So much for the communion table done in honor of God.